Aloha everybody, and welcome to conversation number 4, the invitation to host a class. Before we dive into the nuts and bolts of this conversation, I just wanted to go over a couple of mindset pieces with you guys. First of all, it's important to understand the difference between the mentality of someone who wants to share doTERRA and loves oils and wants to help people versus wanting to build a business. They are very different, and you will be very frustrated in your doTERRA life if you treat people who are hosting classes with you as if they are suddenly now your business partners, and if you start mentioning ranks to them and hit this rank and going for these kinds of goals, you may really turn off these sharers. And there are some people who use the oils and they see the compensation plan and they see the business and immediately their entrepreneur lights go on, they see the vision and they're able to dive right in. But for others, including some incredible presidential diamonds right now, this process of becoming a sharer for a while is vital in that evolutionary process from, experimenting with the oils to becoming a regular user to sharing to building and so on. So just nurture and love your sharers and just be aware of what they are motivated by. So I'm going to go over the 4 things that I think the sharers are motivated by when they want to host a class. That first type of personality, it's all about the social. It's all about the fun. And when you're talking to them or talking to them about the concept of doing a class, you always want to keep it fun and light. Oh, it's going to be so great. It'll be so great to see everybody. It'll be this great ladies' night. I'll be doing deep blue shoulder massages for everybody. I always do that at my classes. Those are the things I'm going to want to emphasize. And then for others, it's all about information. They have that I don't even know what the type of personality is. Great information and loves to share that information with others. So with that type of personality, I'm going to really emphasize all the science that we're going to bring and all of the solutions that we're going to provide. The third type, which is kind of connected a little bit with number 2, but they're people that are very results-oriented people, and you want to emphasize that you're really going to help their friends be able to find results and solutions to their issues. And you focus a lot about how we're going to have experiences right there in the class, right? We're going to have people have those cranky thoughts and put around the wild orange and they're going to feel amazing. We're going to help people, feel better with their knees and their joints right there in the class. Then the 4th type of person, they are the do-gooders. They are the bleeding hearts. They are the ones that want to change the world. And with them, I might focus again on serving their friends, but also that we're going to talk about co-impact sourcing and how doTERRA is changing the economic landscape of the developing world with our massive need for agriculture and how we're paying these farmers 5 times more than they've ever been paid. And, we might show a Nepal video, at that class or something. Now, are they going to get it all? Yes, of course. Any class you teach, it's going to be fun, right? It's going to be full of great information. People are going to see results right then and there in the class, and there's going to be this incredible spirit of humanitarian heart and all of that. But I'm talking about what you focus with them as you're talking to them and presenting the idea of what the class is going to feel like. But what is universal across the board is you need to say that your class is going to highlight things that they and their communities care about. Okay, so if there's a lot of diabetes in their community, for example, you're going to say this is what we're going to highlight. Or if your friend has a lot of mom friends who have kids with ADHD, right? You want to talk about focusing on that. In fact, that's a lot of times how I will present the hosting to somebody. I'll say, I've been thinking about you and your family and your friends, and I know there's a lot of this going on. Or it could even be, I know, it's winter and people are there are things flying around and kids are coming down with things, or it's back to school. Whatever is going to feed into them and their community, I'm going to say, I think it would be so incredible to do a class to help moms know how to use natural solutions to this. Doesn't that sound great? I know you love the oils so much and you've already been kind of sharing. I think this would be an incredible evening. I think it would be a life-changing evening. So that's always going to happen regardless of their personality, because you want them, as they go and invite people, to feel so confident that their friends are going to find massive value in the evening. It's not just a party night for the ladies or whatever, but it's something that's really worth people's time. And they will get that with you highlighting what they and their friends really care about. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about in this video is then incentives, right? If they're building a business, themselves. They don't really need an incentive to host, right? But for people that are sharers, right, I always say be super picky about who your business partners are, but for your customers and people that are hosting classes for you, it can be anybody, right? It can be your 80-year-old auntie, it can be just anybody in the whole planet who would host a class for you is great, okay? But they do need some kind of incentive. And so I've used lots of different incentives over the years. I've given away these books to people that have been really popular. They're about $20. In the beginning, when I didn't have a ton of resources, I used my points. I would cash in my points and got an oil that I thought they would care about. I would ask them sometime, what's an oil that's been on your wish list, but you haven't gotten? And I'm not talking like Helichrysum and Melissa, right? But maybe like, around the price range that you feel like you could handle with your points, give them that special oil. Or you could even make them an owie spray, you guys, or a flu bomb or something. Okay, so just something special that you think would mean something to them. Okay, and so the issue comes up then, who gets the enrollments? And this is what I always say, is that if this person is a potential builder, then I always invite them, I always want them to keep the enrollments, right? Because I want them to get that check and I want them to join our team. And so I'll always put that option open to them, and I'll say, I'll teach you how to do the follow-up appointment to help them do that wellness consult. I'll give them, if you remember from conversation number 3, where did I put my checklist? Anyway, here it is. This checklist of how to get a customer started right, that they can follow, right? I'll do that. But I hopefully want them to get that check. But sometimes that's not appropriate, and you will keep those enrollments for yourself, and that's fine, and they've got their incentive, and it's great. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll meet you on video number 2.